Imagine a country where the women are so beautiful, independent, and educated that every tourist wants to go live there. Better yet, it's a place where the government works without corruption and no one tries to take advantage of you. This place exists and it's called Denmark. Today I'm going to show you why this small Scandinavian country is considered the most honest in the world, where corruption simply doesn't work. Before we get to that, you will understand why so many people fall in love with the people, and especially the women who live there. You'll discover Denmark's recipe for creating a population immune to corruption. All of this by the end of this video. Denmark is a very small country with just over 6 million inhabitants, located in Northern Europe. It's part of Scandinavia, along with Norway and Sweden, that region known for being cold, organized, and a very peaceful place. When you arrive in Denmark, the sensation is that of stepping into a modern fairy tale. The streets are clean, the houses have colorful facades, and people ride bikes every day, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Because there, in fact, it is very natural. Everything seems to work at a much calmer, even more civilized pace. There's not much honking, no crowds, no rush. It's as if the entire country lives in silent mode. This is not just because the country has few people, but it also has a lot to do with the way of the Danish people. They are discreet, educated, they value each other's space, and they hate exaggeration in things. Like ostentation, for example, it's not something that works very well there. Showing wealth without reason is even seen as bad taste. This is just the beginning of what makes this country so different from the rest of the world. Now let's talk about one of the things that most catches the attention of those who visit Denmark: Danish women. They are known worldwide for being tall, beautiful, and naturally elegant. And the most interesting thing is that this beauty doesn't just come from heavy makeup or flashy clothes. On the contrary, most of them dress very simply, discreetly, and with great taste. They even project an image of confidence that is difficult to see elsewhere. But what really impresses here is the behavior of these women. Danish women are generally very independent. They don't expect the man to pay the bill. They don't insist on traditional favors or treats, and they often prefer to keep everything divided and balanced. Not because they are cold and don't like men, but because they are autonomous. They are generally women who are taught from an early age to be aware of their own value, to be very confident. Equality in Denmark is taken very seriously. Women hold leadership positions, are politically active, have complete social freedom over their choices. And from an early age, they are encouraged to follow their dreams without this social pressure to marry, have children, or behave in a certain way. All of this makes many foreigners enchanted with Danish women. The combination of this natural beauty, education, kindness, and also autonomy, self-determination, has even become a reason for travel. There are people who go to Denmark not only for the castles and museums, but to try to have a romance with someone from there. And yes, this ended up becoming part of a modern, effective tourism that is growing in the Nordic countries. But there is an important point here. These women are not easy. Anyone who goes there thinking they will find an obedient woman might end up getting hurt very quickly. Denmark lives at a very different pace. While in many countries, happiness is linked to having a lot of money, very expensive cars, designer clothes, a mansion with a pool, in Denmark, the logic is different. There, the lifestyle is generally minimalist. People don't care so much about showing wealth, about ostentation. You can be next to a millionaire and not even realize it, because he probably rides a bike every day, wears ordinary clothes, and lives in a simple house. This happens because Denmark has this idea that happiness comes from small things. A coffee with friends in the late afternoon, a good conversation at home, or simply lighting a candle while reading a book. This even has a name there. It's called hygge, pronounced hygge. Hygge is a concept difficult to translate because it's not just physical comfort, but it's kind of that human warmth, that moment of peace, coziness, intimacy. It's when you feel good, safe, whether alone or even with someone you like. And that's why Denmark keeps appearing in the rankings of the happiest countries in the world. Because there, happiness doesn't come from ostentation and physical things, but from general balance. And this peace that the Danes feel every day is one of the secrets to understanding the next point: trust. Imagine the scene. You're in a cafe in Copenhagen, and right there on the sidewalk, outside, there's a baby carriage alone, with no one nearby. The mother is inside the cafe, relaxed, and the baby is sleeping peacefully at the door. This would be an absurdity in several countries. But in Denmark, it is very possible to happen, because there, the level of confidence between people is very high. The Danes trust each other. They believe that no one will steal the carriage, or harm the baby, or do anything wrong. This applies to small situations and to much bigger things too. And this trust goes beyond the people. It also extends to the government, the laws, the institutions. The Danish citizen believes that the money from their taxes is being well used. They believe that the police officer is there to protect, not to cause trouble, that the politician was elected to serve, and that they will fulfill their role. This happens because their culture is based on a very strong value that everyone does their part. The focus there is very collective. What is good for me needs to be good for others. What is public belongs to everyone, so we take care of it. It's not someone else's problem, it's our problem. And it is this mentality that will open the way for us to understand what comes next. Because when there is trust, corruption has no room to exist. Up until now, everything seems like something out of a movie. But what really leaves anyone speechless is that for years, Denmark has been considered the least corrupt country in the world. According to the Corruption Perception Index from Transparency International, corruption simply is not part of everyday life there. While in many countries being corrupt has become almost a joke, in Denmark it is totally the opposite. Corruption is a very rare thing to see, and when it happens it becomes a national scandal. People revolt, they demand action, and justice acts fast. Denmark is not honest by luck. It is honest because it has a system that works. There are very well-defined values and a population that does not tolerate corruption. There, diverting money is a shame. It's not that there are no temptations there. It's that the system does everything so that it is not beneficial for you to take advantage of it. Denmark fights corruption at the root. 3 pillars sustain this culture of honesty: education, transparency, and trust. Education from an early age. Children learn civic values, ethics, and what it means to live in society. They understand that what is public belongs to everyone, and that stealing this is stealing from everyone. Total transparency. Any citizen can access how much a politician earns, what the government spent money on, who won a tender. The system is open, easy to supervise, and if someone tries to hide something, it is discovered very early. Collective trust. The people believe in the system, and the system believes in the people. The politician is just a public servant who is accountable. If they step out of line, justice works without much delay. They created a culture where the wrong thing simply doesn't fit. Whoever tries to circumvent the system finds no loophole and also loses the respect of society. Transparency is permanent. Any citizen can enter the government website and see how much each politician receives, what the monthly expenses were, and even what the public money was used for, penny by penny. A Danish parliamentarian is not escorted, does not have a luxury car paid for by the government, and much less a line of advisors in ghost positions. Many take the metro or ride a bicycle to work, shop at the supermarket with the people, and live a life without luxury, like any ordinary citizen. This creates a powerful effect. The politician does not feel above the population, and the population does not see the politician as someone untouchable. This takes the power of darkness from corruption, because when you shine light on something, it becomes very difficult to hide. The Danish model shows that it is possible to build an honest, functional, and egalitarian society. The secret is not only in the laws, it's in the education, the culture, and the example that comes from the top. Corruption is not an inevitable curse. It is a collective choice that starts with the small attitudes of the population and goes up to the highest level of government. What do you think about all this? Is Denmark really that good? Why are other countries like Brazil hundreds of positions below it? Comment below. Thank you very much for watching until here.